Hi, everyone. Welcome to our live webinar with Shield. My name is Jazel. I am part of the Shield team, and I run communications and content.
And I'm Martin, and I'm product champion at Shield, helping people get started, companies with the Shield dashboard. Yeah.
Amazing. So you have our product guy who knows almost in and out how the product works. And I work a lot with communications on LinkedIn and how to grow on LinkedIn with pairing it with Shield. So we really hope that we're able to provide value today. So what we're going to focus on today is actually diving deep in with numbers on Shield and understanding, like, when you go in, what am I going to do with this number? How I'm going to understand this number, and what are the next steps outside of analytics? Because a lot of people ask us, well, what are we going to do with this number? Now I know what this is, but in terms of strategy and optimizations, what are we going to do now? We're going to talk from our own experiences, but also from our user experiences. So we try to bring as many use cases as possible. Yeah. Okay, we have more people joining in. We do have a poll, so please use it. It's on the bottom right corner where the triangle, square, and circle is. So if you click on that and click on polls, we already have 2 polls, which says, are you a Shield user? Please vote yes or no, so we also know how many people are new and how many people have used Shield. And the second one is, how active are you in LinkedIn? So we also see, okay, who are we talking to here? That would be amazing. Thank you so much. I see people already seeing the poll. Fantastic. For the table of content and what we're going to go through today is the first 2 parts I am going to walk you through, which is I'll just give you an overview of all the pages on Shield. So we will navigate it through it together slowly. And then we will go on number 2, which is our health check. And we called it tracking and measuring success. So it's understanding where you are right now on your LinkedIn posting. And then from there, Martin will take over and he will talk about, okay, what do we do now? How do we optimize our strategy with the learnings that we got from point 2? And number 4 is just deep diving on leaderboard, our profile growth, and all of that. And at the end, we will have a live open Q&A. So back to the triangle, square, circle. If you click on there, you can drop questions throughout the webinar, and we will go back to them at the very end. Please feel free to ask as many questions as you would like, and we will try to answer each of them. Did I forget anything?
No, I don't think so.
Amazing.
Great.
Okay.
Should we see how many people are using Shield from the poll?
Let us check the poll real quick before we start.
Many Shield users joined.
We have many Shield users. Thank you so much, guys. Amazing. We also see that we have people that post frequently.
Yeah.
That is really nice. Okay, perfect. Then we have a really nice crowd for today's webinar.
Perfect.
Amazing. Okay, then I'm going to start, and I will share my screen, and we are on Shield now. I hope you guys are able to see it. Yes, you are. So this is the Shield dashboard. I mean, a lot of you already know how it looks like, and I'll just walk you through all the different pages so we can navigate it, and then when we talk about it later, we all know what we're talking about. So this is your home dashboard. This is the first thing you see when you enter, which is basically gives you the overview of how you are doing, your team, or your clients are doing. So here we have all the profiles because all of us are connected from the Shield team, and we can see our activity level. It says here we're very active. Later on, we'll actually see how active we are. We will go through that in a second. But here, when you go in, it gives you a health check. Immediately, you'll see, okay, this is how many impressions you guys are doing, how your engagement trends are doing, also your benchmarking. You can see on this top, okay, we have some green ones, positive, and we have some declines. So it will just, the best thing with the home is it gives you an immediate check. It's like a gym app where you go inside, it says, okay, hey, you're not posting, or hey, you are posting. If we scroll down, you have your top posts and the most recent ones. And then you also have the toggles to actually sort by reactions, comments, reposts, engagement, and also choose the dates. We have some date presets right here. So that is home in short. Now, posts allows you to go in deeper. So this is actually understanding what posts generate those types of metrics. And I will come back to here again on point number 2, because it is actually the one page where we can deep dive a lot. Because home will give you the overview, posts, you get to deep dive much more, and then profiles, you get to understand individual work on this. So this is the posts page, same thing. you have a lot of strong small features actually that I don't think a lot of people utilize as much, which is the sorting, the filtering, the types, and even just understanding of the between total and averages. Same as date presets and the export button right here. Lastly, profiles is, sorry, I was just showing that my activity went from very low to somewhat. Profiles, you have all the profile here, and you can deep dive on each person, understanding how active they are, their profile growth, profile views, and all of that. I'm so sorry, our Wi-Fi is a bit slow today. This usually doesn't happen. So that is profiles. And then we have workspaces and collections, which is organizing your team in the way you would like them to be organized. Here we have some individual workspaces, so we can at glance already see how I'm performing. For example, how Martin is performing, how Andreas is performing. And then we also have our internal leaderboard, our sales and success team clustered in one, all of the Shield team and stuff like that. And collections is you save posts in a folder per se, so you can use them later. But we will, both Martin and I will talk about that more in a second.
Yeah.
Yes. So that is just the overview. Now, level 2 is the health check. It is understanding how are we progressing, how do we measure success. So for everyone, it starts with understanding what do we want to measure in the first place. Where are we right now? For us as a team, we've been somewhat consistent lately. So I think it's understanding, okay, have we grown in terms of audience and have we grown in terms of engagement? So that's what I'm going to focus on today. First thing is understanding, okay, where are we going to compare us to? It's usually a quarterly thing, but I think what I'm going to do today, just so we have a bigger, broader understanding, is I'll check how we did, not last quarter, sorry, last year compared to this year. Obviously, this year isn't done yet, but I feel like we've already been slacking. So as you can see here, the darker line, oh, hold up, we're doing way better last year.
Yeah.
The darker line is last year, and then the one before is the year before. So when you choose a time period, it compares it to the exact same time period from the one before. And you can see that last year we really went well, and we have a high number of posts. I believe this is when we started an employee advocacy program. Same as the impressions. The engagement went low. Oh, no, actually, we're also good here.
Yeah.
Amazing. Same as the reactions, comments, and reposts. So we always say that it's always nice to choose a benchmark and a KPI, and then always choose a certain date preset or a custom date range. Some people, instead of doing, quarters or weekly, they do bi-weekly, and then you can just choose it and then compare yourself. Now, what's also really important is to understand, how do we understand what a top performing post is, which either we sort by latest impressions, reactions, comments, reposts, and engagement. Depending on the goal that you're setting, you can define what top performing means. I believe if we're talking about, okay, how engaged are people, we would usually go with comments.
Yeah.
Because if your post went viral and you have a lot of impressions, but if a lot of people don't engage with it, then it says a lot as well. So we would usually go with comments and then sort by descending. There is a correlation between a high impression count and a high engagement, in that sense, in comments, but sometimes not. So that's a good way to do it. Now, I have one case study that I would like to show you guys, which is actually by using campaigns. And this little icon right here is actually very powerful. So last year we did a hashtag #WeAreShield campaign. Yes. And this is what I use to understand how are we doing organically with this campaign. So if I use this specific search function and use a specific hashtag or keyword, I get to cluster all the posts in one view and have an understanding of how it's going. And this is where I'm saying, okay, I can understand and compare how we're doing successfully. And with this, we can even go further and export it and take it outside and go even deeper. And a really interesting thing is that if you want to continuously have this view, you can just create a collection and save all of these posts, and then you can have it. So you don't even have to go here and put the whole thing together. But this is posts, and it's very important in the sense of understanding, are we doing well? Where are we right now with our health in terms of LinkedIn posting? And the next thing we're going to talk about, okay, what are we actually going to do? Which is, if we go back to the slides, we're going to talk next is, okay, when performance drops, how to adjust and improve it. And when the performance spikes, where we are a really good momentum, how do we maximize that momentum? And Martin will go through it right now.
Yeah, so I will just jump back to the dashboard and there. So if the performance drops, if we can see impressions are down, it's usually down to our activity level. So as mentioned before, we can get a quick glance of the activity up here, but if we have employees in here, we can go in and we can see profiles and we can see who might need some help. And we're not going to mention any names, but we can see who is low in activity and who's doing a bit better. We can quickly see who is posting, how many posts they're doing per week. And then this could be a good tool to see if someone is getting out of the habit of posting, or if they need some inspiration.
I'm getting called out in the middle of a webinar.
No, but as you can see, if we go in here for my example, you can see that I have been down, and then I've got up again. So you can get a quick overview, and this is actually a 12-month period. So it gets a pretty good overview of my overall activity and my current LinkedIn form. And it also shows in the impressions. So this is a good tool to see, okay, how are we doing? How active are we? And who might need some guidance? What we can do to help people not being active or help ourselves in the future is to make a collection for top performing posts. So the value of this is I can go in here and I can maybe get some inspiration from some good hooks, some good themes, maybe good posts that I could repurpose myself. And I can click in, I can read the post, and I can see how it was doing. For myself, personally, I make a personal collection called Repurpose, and this is with my posts. So I just put in 3 posts that were doing good, and that was not time sensitive or event sensitive. So this is posts that could be running every 6 months or so. So I can go in if I have no ideas, and then I can either just copy and paste this post if it's still relevant, or I can make a variation of it, maybe with some new reflections. So this is a very good idea to do both as a company, but also your personal collections, to keep your inspiration high and have somewhere to go if you don't know what to post. So yeah, that's some of the methods we can use when we are not performing as we wanted to. What we can do when performance is high, when we are getting a lot of impressions, is actually some of the same, still repurposing the good content that we're putting out, keep analyzing which content is doing well. So we could also dive deep into, okay, let's see if we have a lot of content doing good, but we want to use LinkedIn for sales or for driving traffic to our company, then we can go in and we can look at the audience demographic, which is loading here. So you can see if we were targeting account managers, this is maybe not the post that we want to repurpose, because we are targeting software engineers here. So this is a good post. It got 1 million impressions, which is impressive. And I'm not just saying that because Andreas is my boss, but it is. But this is maybe not the post we wanted to repurpose if we were targeting account managers. Then we can find another post that is that has high engagement from our target audience. And it could be companies, locations as well. So that's a good way of doing it if your engagement is high and you want to keep the momentum going and utilize it even more. I can just quickly show what we also do internally is to use the dashboard right here. So the top post, it's very hard when we have Andreas connected to be in the top. No, I don't think it's fair either. Maybe we should sort by, I don't even know. He's probably at the top at everything. We can say today. Yeah, congratulations on the first spot. So no, jokes aside, you can do this for different periods. If you have by the end of every month, you can see who was doing good. who had the top post. You could have a little competition. But I also usually use this to see recent posts, just to consistently be in the top 5 of recent posts. That means that I'm somewhat posting. Yeah, so that was some tips and tricks for utilizing Shield and getting the most out of it. A quick mention: you can also do collection for different types of content. So we have a collection for content that reaches different demographics, but you can also do it for different types of content that you write. So let's say that you write educational content and entertainment content, maybe something that has a bit more humor. Then you can get a quick overview of, okay, this content is doing good on impressions, or this content is not doing so well on engagement. So it's an easier way of dividing your content into collections and see what's performing.
Just to quickly touch up on what he was saying already, we haven't really gone into how to create collections or workspaces, but it's very simple, because if you click on the plus button right here, you create the collection name, like let's say a test. Amazing. And then you choose the members who are part of the collection, which means they can see the collection. I'm just gonna choose Martin here since he's next to me. Forced. And then now you have the collection done. You will go into the posts. It also prompts you to say go to posts, and then you can add certain posts that you would like to have part of it. So you click on this folder button and just write add to collection, and then you have it. Very simple. And I think I want to touch on one more thing before we go to opening questions. What Martin said with the whole profiles and demographics is actually a very good point, because out of looking into our audience demographics, sorry.
Yeah, just on a post.
Yes. Got lost there for a second. Just by looking on the audience demographics, and you can see, okay, I hit more founders here and less salesperson. It makes you understand the type of post, because there's usually a correlation between the content pillar and also the audience. So understanding those two and how they correlate is a very strong positioning for yourself and for your team. Because if you hit a viral post but it didn't actually go to the target audience you would like, then you have to rethink. So you check your top performing posts, go to the audience, see, is it the audience that I want to talk to? And then go back to the post and understand, okay, why? And then you usually have a pattern of posts that talk to that specific audience, because I feel like a lot of people are struggling with that as well. So I just wanted to touch upon that before we go to open Q&As.
Yeah, and another mention, now that we have a picture post, you can choose between different types.
Exactly.
So if we go, let's say a smaller period, no, let's just go with last year. Then we can quickly see, okay, image post, how many did we? And what was the engagement rate on our image post compared to, let's say, a text post? So that was 2.3. And then I'm gonna uncheck the image. Then we can see in a minute when the Wi-Fi is doing. Yeah, so we have a 1.9 engagement rate on text post and a 2.3 engagement rate on image post.
Interesting.
And that's also a way to see different types of posts and analyzing your content.
That's actually really good. Yeah, because the algorithm is also changing, so we also have to understand.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
Yes. Let's just go back real quick here. So yes, we just went through all of 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we are also good in time because it's 4:20. We have 10 minutes left for the open Q&A. So if anyone has any questions, please drop them there and we're going to answer them. I'll just go back to the screen real quick. So we have something nice to look at. Yes. If there aren't any questions, I will also want to let you guys know that we are going to send you the deck, because we actually have went through writing everything down and also pointing it out and everything. So we will send you this by next week. And please feel free to message us on LinkedIn or on email, anywhere, and just ask us questions. I will drop can you send me the thingy?
Yeah.
Actually, I will drop a Linktree link so you can have all of these links immediately now without waiting for the deck per se. Let me just get that. I have it right here, and I'll drop it in our comment section. There we go. Okay, I see we have questions coming in. One question is, what posting frequency would you recommend?
Yeah, it's very. I think you should find a frequency that suits you and that doesn't make you feel tired of LinkedIn. So I have tried high frequencies. Maybe you should choose something a bit more than JSON. But that's no, I'm just kidding. For me personally, I try to post 3 times a week or something like that. And yeah, I think between 3 to 7 times is a good frequency. But
3 to 7 times.
yeah, but
Insane.
posting every week is good.
It's a good thing. Yeah, I think just to add on it, find a sustainable pace for you.
Yeah.
We always say you standardize before you optimize. Very common phrase. Also with the top performing posts, when you are on a high, prepare yourself when you are ever to be on a low. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Another question. It says, is there a way to see the impressions / comments, etc., for each type of posting side by side so as to compare which ones are better, maybe even in a column graph format?
Yeah, so currently there isn't a side-by-side comparison like that. What I would recommend to solve this problem, or to this problem, is that you make a collection with the chosen image post, and then you make a collection with the chosen text post, and then you can quickly switch between the 2 collections and see, like we do with the educational content and entertainment content. That's the best way of doing it in Shield at the moment.
Yeah, or another workaround, not the most techy one, but you can have 2 tabs.
Yeah.
And then put them side by side, like have 1 tab with text and 1 tag, so you can immediately see it at once. But this is actually a very good thing. I'll forward it to our product team, because it makes sense. Thank you so much for the question. Okay, next question. What are some effective ways to see who is getting the most traction in an industry? I want to see the top posters in my field, not just my company, are doing and learning from. So we do not have this because it's like from a GDPR point of view, you can only be part of a dashboard of people that give consent that you're able to see their data to such an extent, because it is all of it at once. So we do not have this, but in terms of posters in your field, what I always do is I save them on LinkedIn, and we create a collection on Shield with this similar posts we are doing, and then on a quarterly basis we compare ourselves in the sense of, okay, what are the metrics like? Because the metrics that are available to you from outside of your team is not the impression count, so you can only see reactions, which is the one that you can compare yourselves with, because from a GDPR it's not possible.
No. So what I could recommend is that if you know who the leaders in your industry are, I often make a folder in my Chrome tab with bookmarks on their profile, and then I just recently view their profile and the posts to see what's happening on the profile, how many likes they're getting, if I can get any inspiration. And regarding the next one, if it tells you you're very active.
I'll read the question because this is actually pretty good. Can you just go back real quick and read the question? The question was, Shield app tells me I am very active and posting too much. Do you think this could harm my results, reach, and discovery engagements? We're the opposite, man, because I'm not posting enough. So
yeah. So first of all, if it says you're very active, that possibly means that you are out here. And if it's in the red, that means that you're posting more than 2 times a day. First of all, we are not algorithm hacking specialists. We are just here for posting what feels right. And so I'm not going to recommend any frequency. And I can't tell you if it's hurting your reach or harming your reach. So I think that's very much personal. You can try to have periods where you post with a lower frequency and see if it's have any impact on your impressions. And that would be my recommendation, to make some experiments of your own, and then see afterwards in the data, in the different time periods that you can choose. You can choose the specific dates and see if impressions have been impacted.
Because the activity component here is actually showing you, it compares you to your average in the last 30 days, which means in the last 30 days you haven't posted as much. So when it tells you you're posting too much, is because your average is different, but your average can shift because you can change it as well. What I would say is, if for you this posting average that has shifted now is actually more sustainable for you and you can keep up with it, as well as you can see that your engagement and impression and follower growth and all of the other metrics are actually positively impacted by it, then that will change. And in the next 30 days, you can see that you have a different average as well.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't tell you it's something you should be alarmed about, but it's something you should consider and see, okay, am I maybe posting too much? And just bear in mind that, okay, my average will change after that. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. We have, I saw that there's something called earn media value. How should I use that feature?
Yeah, I can quickly touch upon that. So this is a good indicator of if you want to feel good about the effort you're putting into LinkedIn and see if it's actually making a difference, then this puts some money to it. So you can see this has this month. So if we just go and say this year, so now it's the same as the impressions. So I can see that we have gotten this amount of impressions. If our CPM, let's say that we run Facebook ads and I go in the ad dashboard and see that our current CPM is $35.
Cost per mil, by the way.
Yeah, cost per mil. Then I can quickly see that, okay, it would have cost us almost $20,000 to gain the same amount of impressions that we have gained organically on LinkedIn. So especially for agencies, if you're having clients or if you're proving a point of being active on LinkedIn to a boss or manager, this is a very good number because this is your return on investment on your efforts on LinkedIn. So that's the main use of the number. Yeah.
Very well explained. Very well explained.
Thank you.
Okay, we have 3 minutes left and we have 2 questions left. Amazing. Is there a way Shield can tell you what times are best for posting based on the performance of your past posts?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no indicator like saying like this is the time you should post. What we always say is if you want to experiment with it, there's a certain let's say social media time that I think I always tell this because I talk to Instagram sometimes and LinkedIn. It's like usually around the time when people are off work and they scroll their phones, or when people are taking a break. Those are the times that are usually the best to post in that sense. But it's different for each account. So there's no specific way that Shield will alarm it. But you can, if you're testing it, as Martin already explained, you can create collections. So let's say for a month you will test posting around 12 p.m. So that's when people go on lunch break. And then another month you start posting around 4 or 5-ish p.m. when people get off work, and then you will compare those two.
Yeah. So again, you can test a lot when you have the data easily available in Shield. So this is a follow-up to the previous question regarding activities. So yes, it's in the red. I'm trying to post a lot in this month, and we'll bring it down in April. And I can see maybe this is for the same. I thought it meant an equivalent to the income. If I was. Oh.
That's to MV.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, this is good, and this is the way of experimenting. If you have 1 month where you're posting a lot, and then you have another month with a different frequency, you can quickly see the difference afterwards. And this, if it was equivalent to the income, if I was doing the same reach elsewhere. Yeah. So that's not the case with earned media value. It's it's the number for how much it would have cost you to buy the same impressions.
Exactly, to buy the same impressions. But here, in that sense, you have been doing organically and you saved that amount of money. So it's the earned value that you got out of it.
Yeah.
I hope that explains it more simplified in that sense. Okay, we have one more question. I think this will be one of the last because we also want to respect your guys' time, and we will end in 1 minute. It says, I think your tool is amazing. Thank you so much for your time out today. We need more of these tutorials. Amazing. That's actually your best way to end this webinar. I'm really happy that you guys got value off it. We will have the recording available soon next week, as well as the slides. So keep a watch out. We will send all of you an email with it, the ones that attended. So just a recap of it. And then you are also obviously free to access the video anytime you want once it's published, and we will inform you. Guys, thank you so much for joining in. I hope it's not too early or too late wherever you are. Please grab the link that we sent in the chat. All of the links that you guys need there will be there, so you don't have to wait for the email. Anything you want to say before we end it?
Thank you for the webinar.
Yes. Anyways, we'll see you guys. Feel free to follow us on LinkedIn if you want to stay updated. Also, both of us, Martin, we also post. Well, he posts more than me, as we've established. Anyways, all the best. Have a great time, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Bye.